So I made this shirt with infusible ink using my Caesar Romeo, and y'all fell in love with it. And I felt a certain type of way, so I needed to make another one. Let me show you what I made today. Hello everyone, and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. We will be on this infusible ink journey as long as you want to be on it. I'm here for it. Now, in today's tutorial, we are using infusible ink again, and we are using this pattern right here, and I'm going to demonstrate how to make this shirt right here. You know Mother's Day is right around the corner. You will need to be a Cricut Access member in order to use the warp feature that I'm going to demonstrate, so make sure you have access to that. At the end of this tutorial, if you find this helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, before I go into showing you the materials, I want to ensure you that I am going to take you step by step through this process. If you are afraid to get started with infusible ink, I'm just going to be confident enough to say, don't be, I got you. I have a full playlist of infusible ink tutorials. I've really used infusible ink on a lot of different sublimation blanks because infusible ink is sublimation ink. Now, without further ado, let's look at the materials and dive right in to Cricut Design Space. The materials I'm using for this tutorial include my Cricut Maker, this big ultra heavy duty lint roller. I'm using heat resistant gloves, Cricut Infusible ink. I only used one sheet from this box. This box is called Animal Brights. I used one green standard grip matte and one 100% polyester shirt. This is the Make Market brand that can be found at Michael's. And I use my heat press that is back there. It is the 15 by 20 Clamshell, and it is the StarCraft brand. Now let's head into Cricut Design Space so that I can show you how to create the template. You will need to be a Cricut Access member to access the warp feature. I am in Cricut Design Space and I'll go over here to the left panel. I will select the text option and I'll type mama. And what I'll do now is look for a font that's called College Outline, and you may have a hard time finding it because it is misspelled wherever I downloaded it from. So it is spelled COLLG. And it's a system font. So I'll go up here to my fonts and I'll look for a system font, and I'm looking for one that's called College, and it's spelled like that, and it's the College Outline. Okay, so now that I have my text, I will resize it, and in order to do that, I'm going to unlock the proportions up here in the top panel where I have the width and height. I'll click the unlock option, and I will change the width of the text to 10.7, and I'm changing the height of the text to 6.0. Now I have it here, and what I will do is go up here to offset, and the offset comes in pretty big and I don't want it to be that big. I am going to just move the slider down to the left, and I think right at about, I think this is actually a good size, 0.097. And the smaller or the closer I go to the left, then the smaller the offset gets. And I like this size because I don't want anything to be in the middle here in between the A, and I think that is good. This is a good size. However, if I were to go down a little bit lower, like to 0.083, let's just slide it a little bit, we can see that I have a definite space here, and I think this looks great. So let's stick with 0.083 and click apply. Okay, and the offset is going to actually show up behind the letters. And what I'll do with the word mama and the offset is I will slice this. And once I slice it, I'll move the layers out and delete them that I don't need. So here's the top layer. I'm going to move it over and delete it. Here is the second layer. I'm also going to delete this. I want the layer that looks like this. Now, I'm not worried about these dark pieces in the middle of the A or anything that's in between the M, because I can remove that when it's time to weed the infusible ink. What I'll do now is I will warp this. So I'm going to go up here. Now this is a Cricut Access feature. So if you are not a Cricut Access member, you will not be able to use this feature. Okay, so I am going to click on check it out. And there are 30 options. And within the 30 options, I am going to select number 5. And you'll see that the warp is very high. I think it's a little bit too high in my opinion. And so what I'll do is just adjust it by sliding this over to the left. And let's see what 30 looks like. I think 30 is fair, but I think I want to go a little bit lower. Let's go. 27 is good. Let's go with 26. All right, 26 actually looks great. All right, so now I'm still paying attention to the size of this file because at 10.8, that's kind of big, but I'll double check this with a t-shirt template before I actually click make. What I'm going to do now is go to the shapes, and I am selecting a rectangle, and I want, let's see, this one is a square and it has the curve. Let's go with this one, it's fine. All right, and what I'll do is I will unlock the proportions here and I'll make this wider. And I'll go over here and make this wider. Now that might be a little bit too wide. I definitely think it's too tall. Okay, let's do 5.5. I think that's fair. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll go back over here to my text. We can just use this one called college. All right, it's filled in, it's perfect, it's fine. All right, let's go here and we will select both and we will click align and center. And now let's slice it again. And this time it should actually be sliced out like that. That's what I want. Now for this, I can just delete all of this. I don't need this anymore. And what I'll do is, oh, Cricut, you're so funny. All right, I'll move mama on top here and I'll make sure that my established 2002 is somewhere in the center. I'll select both and I will click align and I want to center this horizontally. Okay, it looks like it already is. That's great. And now I can attach this and I can go and grab a t-shirt template and just kind of see if this is going to be too big of a design, because the size of this design is 10.8 by 8.3, and that is kind of big, but I think it might look okay. All right, so this t-shirt template is a men's short sleeve. Let's make it a large, and the color of the shirt is white. And let's see, do we want it that big, or let's lock the proportions of the template. Let's make it, I think that looks good like that. Let's just change the color and let's change it to red for now. And let's bring the view up so we can get a better look at it and see if we like it at this size. 10.6. I think 10.6 is fair. All right, and I think we are good to go. And what I'll do now is I will click make. And yes, I will save this so I don't have to go through that again. And I'll type mama established 2002. I'll click save. And because I'm using infusible ink, I know I need to mirror my design, and I'm going to select continue. This should be very easy to weed. I'm excited about that. All right, I'm connected to my Cricut Maker. I'm using an infusible ink transfer sheet, and I am going to use the default pressure. So I'll place the infusible ink on the mat face up with the default pressure. Everything I'll do from here will be back on the camera. When you are working with patterned infusible ink, my suggestion is to pay attention to the direction of the pattern. So if you want yours to go, horizontal or vertical, pay attention to that. If it doesn't matter, then just put it on the mat in any direction. Now, I do want mine to be vertical, so I have it on the mat in that way. Press the flashing C, and I'll get this cut out. I'll speed this part up. All right, I have the infusible ink cut out, and I'm going to cut away the excess and start to weed this. Now we're over at the heat press, and I am going to quickly lint roll the shirt, and I'll place butcher paper on top and do a quick pre-press before it's time to press the shirt. I'll put butcher paper inside the shirt, and I will also go ahead and add the image to the top of the shirt. I'm placing it face down on top of the shirt, and I'm going to put butcher paper on top and press this on 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So the timer has beeped and I opened the heat press. I am going to put on my gloves. I learned my lesson from the last time because that shirt was so hot. This is always my favorite part, the peel reveal. So let's see how it turned out. OMG. Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous. All right, let's get a good look at it. Look at that. Look at that. That is nice and vibrant. Remember, infusible ink is sublimation ink, and the ink is in the fabric. Look at that. This looks fantastic. Look at that. The colors are nice and vibrant. I just love it. Okay, so hopefully you have found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.